forward, always I want to read the risk warning. Any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only and should not be construed or applied as investment advice, a recommendation, or suggestion. CFDs are complex instruments and come with a high risk of losing money rapidly due to leverage. 71% of retail investor accounts lose money with trading CFDs with this provider. You should consider whether you understand how CFDs work and whether you can afford to take the risk of losing your money. And always contact and media. You can visit us on Twitter and on YouTube. And today we'll be going through indices, Forex, pairs, commodities, and some stocks. And now I'm going to switch to the platform and then we'll start the process. Okay, so if we go over last week, everything we spoke about worked out pretty much. We said that we're expecting move down of indices. Let's just go over quickly what we said. And indices went down. We'll go to individual ones. We'll see on the daily chart. We spoke about Australian dollar, the weakness at this level, and take a look at how beautifully it worked. And we said that 73, 70, 73, 60 level, we went down to this level here. And let's take a look at the weekly chart. It looks beautiful. And since we stayed in this area below the previous level of support that became resistance, take a look how beautiful this worked out. Just to give you an idea, this was about 150, 160. I'm sorry, even more, about 250, 260 pips move in a week. And a daily chart, take a look. Everything went straight, no pullbacks at all. Beautiful. We also spoke about Euro GBP potential move up. It worked out very nicely. We spoke about Euro Swiss that after move back we came back. So pretty much everything worked. And we spoke about oil, natural gas, and basically everything worked. And we pretty much will go through the same instruments, and you'll see what I meant. So let's look at indices. We'll start with indices, and we had a nice sell-off, which then turned around and went to recovery mode. Why? Who knows? And the truth is, we just take each day as a new day and take a look at the weekly chart. We still had the down week after this move. We triggered the stops. We closed higher, but we're still the down week. And what we did here now, this is the day of the 18th, which is a Wednesday. Thursday we went much lower, was another sell-off. So pretty much 1, 2, 3 down days that we closed a little bit higher. And Friday we had a very strong bounce. We still didn't reach the high of Wednesday, so we'll be watching this week and see what happens on potential continuation to the downside of retesting some higher levels here. Similar idea on Dow Jones, Nasdaq, similar idea right here. FTSE, DAX. The one thing we spoke about the French index, CAC 40, and we said that it was the last one to move. And take a look with the gaps, with the gap here, we went down, and Friday we tried to recover, but it looks really, really weak. And Nifty, after the 2 days down, we had a Friday high, a Friday move up on indices. Again, I just want to mention a few things that might affect, and definitely, let's say definitely might affect, but could affect the market strongly this week. We had something that it's an annual Jackson Hole Symposium where all the central bankers are meeting, and that's once a year, and they'll discuss, of course, everything, all the issues that are in the agenda. And it's going to be something interesting to watch what the outcome of that or what the major messages will be coming. And then we have Mr. Powell speaking on Friday, and he's going to be talking about, of course, everything that to do with possible tapering. And that's what actually the last week message was, that the tapering could start earlier than planned, and that's what actually moved the market to a rapid sell-off. And then Friday we had the recovery. So based on the new outcomes, new messages, new media reports, and so on, we'll see what this week will bring us as far as market continuing going lower, or we could see a recovery. Everything is possible. We could break through the highs again. It's not the first time that would be happening. So that's as far as indices. Let's take a look at dollar index. We spoke about it, and we said that this is the level right here, 93.45, that we could be breaking. This is the level that we bounced from, and we did. And on the daily chart, you can see how on Thursday we broke through it, and Friday we came back, but we're still staying on the level. So this is very strong. If we do see some price action holding this level as a support, there's an opening from here. Let's go back to the weekly chart. There's an opening from here to a further move up, possibly to potential 94.70, 94.80 level, and that's going to be very, very interesting to watch, and of course to trade. And let's go to a few pairs one by one. And we spoke about Australian dollar. It was a beautiful move. This is the daily. We went to the level of our target, 71.54. I just want to show it where the level came from, and it came from over here. The few times we couldn't break the level right here, a lot of action, and then here we couldn't break. We broke. We came back to retest it, and if you stay below this level, the next one is a very strong level at around 60.6986. Let's say 0.7 even. And if the dollar continues going higher, there's no reason why Australian dollar shouldn't come and retest this level right here. So that's the Australian dollar right here. Then another one is Euro British Pound. It's approaching on the weekly the 20 moving average. On the daily chart, it had a very strong move, and it's entering a very congestive area here. We could see some resistance around here on 0.8586. Let's see how it plays. And if we see some price action showing a strong resistance, we could see a little bit of move down from here. So it could be potentially a shorting opportunity here. And if we do break to the upside and start building higher, of course, there could be a nice buying opportunity with, of course, zooming in a tighter or smaller time frame, looking for entries. So that's Euro Pound. Next one is Euro CHF. We watched this. Remember, I mentioned to you that after this move on the daily, we would go and retest. Now we came back to the same level, so we could repeat the same move, which is not a huge move, but still 100, 120 pips potentially. We holding this with the huge tails, getting the stops out, so potentially we could go and retest the high level here. So basically, we're trading the range here, and it's actually beautiful trading for people that like to do the scalping, day trading, or swing trading, even buying the lows and getting out on the way up. You don't need to be the last one to get out, of course, but that would be nice. So that's Euro Swiss franc. Next one, Euro NZD. It caught my attention. It's a beautiful, beautiful week. Take a look at this move. And again, we're facing a very strong level of resistance of the previous resistance here. And on the daily chart, you could see it. We bounced from here. We had two tails close below. So potential 170, 122 could be a level to short, and the stop here would be around 30/50 pips, and potential could be anything. Just to give you an idea, 67.48. This was about 250, 300 pips move. So it's an interesting potential here on Euro and ZD. And another one I want to bring your attention to, it's USD Cad. Take a look. We came to a very strong level. From here, we started a huge move, and then we came back, we bounced. This is a weekly chart, and then we almost touched it. We actually didn't reach it by 2 pips on Friday. If you can take a look at this move, there was a huge move up. And again, speaking of this, we'll be talking in a moment with crude oil, but this is all, of course, strength of a dollar and the weakness of crude oil that caused this tremendous move. Just to give you an idea, the range of last week, it's huge. The low was 125.16 and the high was 129.48. That's about 430 pips move in 1 week. Okay, huge range. Of course, we retraced a little bit here, but the move is tremendous. So USD CAD, we'll be watching what the oil is doing. If the oil bounces, we could see some recovery, but it already happened. So just to watch this instrument is going to be very interesting. Let's go, as we mentioned, crude oil. Let's see crude oil, and that's a beautiful thing that we had on our radar, that we came to 66 level right here, 66.70, 66.60, and we broke through. And on the daily chart, take a look, there was pretty much no pullbacks, and we came back all the way to 61. What was the low? 61.83, and we closed 61.84. Pretty much we closed on the lows on the very strong level here. So there's always a chance of a continuation of a move, but this is a strong level from which we bounced a few times here, and from here we started a new move up to the highs. So we could see bouncing here. It could be an opportunity, but we need to see the price action. Or some traders that actually don't want to miss a move and like to be the first one in. We can probably use this low here as a immediate stop, and that's 61.54. It's about 20 cents. It's not a bad stop here, but let's watch. Let's see what happens here. If we do bounce, let's see how far we can go. Potentially, we could move to the previous level that was holding. Everything is possible. Natural gas was said it was catching up with the move down on crude oil, and we had a very nice move. This is a weekly move here. The high was 412, the low was 384, and we came straight to this level of previous support. And this week, judging what oil did last week, it could be the natural gas will continue catching up on the move down. And we did close lower. 4-hour chart. Let's see, 1-hour chart. We closed lower, and the last hour we actually opened and closed below the level. So there's a possibility of the continuation on the move down. We spoke about gold. Gold is ranging pretty much. The weekly chart, let's see the weekly chart. The week was strong. We bounced from this level here, and the last few days were pretty much ranging here. So gold is waiting what's happening. If the market sells off, and gold can continue higher, but then again, the strong dollar could actually stop it from happening any further. So we're not gonna guess. We'll just watch what happens here, and I guess this range over here of Thursday could be an indication which way we break. It could be a continuation to that direction. And we spoke about copper on China news, and take a look. We had a we had a trend line that we broke, and we had a tremendous move down, and Friday we recovered a little bit. So this is a daily chart. So we can draw a level somewhere here. That's where the previous move stopped, and then we close higher. See, if we're holding higher and the market decides to go higher, it could be a little bit bounce back. But if the market is weak and nothing great's coming from China, and if we break below this level again, 411, 412, we could go and see retest the previous level. Of course, the first one will be the low over here, and potentially going lower, because this is the level. Take a look, levels do work. We bounce from here, we built a support, and take a look at this huge move. We stopped right at this level here. That was Thursday, and Friday we went high and closed. Friday was a higher close than Thursday's high, so that's bullish. And so let's see what's happening next here on copper. Let's take a look at our soft commodities. And we said there could be potential move down on softies. We spoke about wheat. Wheat had a very strong down week. We had corn. If I'm not wrong, we said if wheat decided to go down, then corn, which was ranging at that time, we spoke about this after the move up, will continue lower. Also, it's still holding the range, but it did have a down week. I added soybeans to the group. Take a look. It broke the previous levels here, and we can draw this level right here. We broke through it. So soybeans is going to be interesting to watch, as we were ranging for a while. Then we went higher. We came back to the range. We retested the resistance. We failed to go higher, and we went straight through it. And if we keep below this level here, around 1298, we could see a move down. There's nothing holding it. It's in the air, and potential levels could be here and here for continuation. So that's the soybean. Let's quickly take a look at coffee. Coffee is holding the level here, possibly building up for the continuation to the upside. It could be also coming, but judging as it's holding this level here with the tails pretty much on the same level and closing higher, it's a bullish sign, potentially going higher here. And sugar, we said how robust the move was, and at some point it will be moving lower. And after this huge week down, we made fake breakout and the move down here, and we're trading below this level here, 1961. And if we are holding the price action holding below the 1961, we could see it going lower to who knows where. Could retest the 20 moving average. It could go here. It could go here. It could go here. Potentially, it could continue to the downside. So it's going to be very interesting to watch the price action on the sugar after this huge move up, and take a look in the weekly chart. So actually, if they decide to take it lower to a correction, it could be a nice potential move. It's already started, and it is going lower. So that's as far as soft commodities. And let's go through a few stocks, and let's see what could be a potential play for the upcoming week. And we'll start with Tesla. Tesla, we spoke about this level right here, 697, 698, that we couldn't break. We went higher, but we came straight to the same range, and then we're pretty much trading in the previous range here. Let's just redraw the line so it's not going to be confusing. So pretty much we're back to this range somewhere here. And what caused this? I was trying to search for some fundamental reasons, and one thing that actually the auto safety inspectors, they actually investigating now on the Tesla's autopilot. And I think when the news came out, That's what caused it to go lower in here. So we'll see, I guess, developments as far as this issue and see what happens. So far, when this range, in the range is about $70, but we're still after this 1, 2, 3. We had 2 gap downs, and then we're trading. We covered one of them, and basically it's not really strongly selling off here. So should we come closer to this level and start breaking it, we could see continuation, but I think it will depend on the outcome of investigation. I'm not a big specialist of that, but let's see what happens. And if we already speak about cars, let's take a look at GM. We spoke about GM, that some banks, USB Bank, and they put high targets for it. And daily chart looks really choppy. Weekly chart, we had a very strong sell-off. The moment we closed below 54.38, and we came to the previous level of support here, 48.52. And I tried to look for a reason, and I found out that they have a recall of some of the vehicles of Chevy Bolt, the electric vehicles, and I think that could be the reason it went down over here. And it looks like we found some support here. That's where we bounced from previously. So around the 48.50, 48 area, if we holding here, and some better news will come to the car industry, especially electric cars, we could see it retesting. So a potential buy over here on GM. We had Cisco reporting, and I will bring the stock. The stock went up tremendously, and what's really caught my attention is the previous. This is, I think, all-time highs. Yeah, all-time highs over here. So let's see how we handling this level here around 58.30, 58.50, and with all the market actually going lower, Cisco had a move up, pretty much straight move up on the news, better earnings, and so on. So Cisco is to watch here. Disney tried to break out the good earnings, but we came into this area here, 179.54. That's the weekly chart with the down week. And on the daily chart also, it's very choppy, few gaps. And then we close the last one. And let's see how this level is. If we're not managing to go back about the 179.50 area, we could see continuation to the downside. But it looks like we are ranging here on Disney stock. To those who like to trade this, this is pretty much the range over here. So probably it's going to be choppy and building up some positions. Let's see what happens next. So that's Disney. Also, the financial sector had a down week. This is Goldman Sachs, the famous Goldman Sachs, the ruler of the Wall Street. And they had a nice sell-off. We tried to go higher over here, and the nice bounce. This is all-time high. And then last week was down. Let's see what happens the upcoming week. Similar idea, JP Morgan and the Citigroup. These are the three. Microsoft, unstoppable Microsoft, 304.16 close on the high of the week, on the high of the day with a gap. Very, very strong. Again, even the best stocks on the falling market at some point will tip over. Similar idea to, it's not a stock, but similar idea what happened to sugar. But here we have new highs, so we have no resistance to measure, and we'll be just watching. It could be statistically stocks are at some point closing the gap, and sometimes it happens the same day, sometimes it happens within 3 days. So if Microsoft is going to be part of that statistic, we could see potential move down to close the gap. For those of you who don't understand, the gap is that this was the close of the previous day. On Thursday and Friday, we opened higher with the gap. So just to give you an idea, close here was 296.45 and open was 299.45. So it opened $3 higher and continuing. So we called it gap and go. So we could see potential closing the gap. Let's see the hourly chart. This is it. We gapped, we went higher the first hour of the day, but then we had the fake breakout, and when the whole market went higher, Microsoft didn't go. So this could be actually an interesting opportunity to test the closing of the gap. So potential short here. Again, it's a scary, just for people that like excitement. It's not the best thing to short the stocks that are going higher, but at some point, it could be also a good opportunity to catch a quick bounce. And this could be a technical bounce down to close the gap. So that's the Microsoft. And let's take a look at Netflix. Mr. Netflix, very, very strong after a recent sell-off. We're coming back to the similar area. And I was looking some fundamentals, and basically the news came on Thursday that there was some insider trading going on, and the former software engineer, he shared information about the subscribers base with his friends or family, I'm not sure, and there was some insider trading going on. So usually I don't know how it affects the stock, but the stock went up on that news right here. It was a big move on Thursday. We went from 520 low to the high of 547. It's about $27. It's I don't know 4 or 5% move in one day. So that's Netflix, and that's it pretty much. Just to summarize, before we do that, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin broke to the level that was a resistance here, and what's next? It's hard to say. If we continue higher, we can go and retest any level here. This is where we stopped initially, 58. Wow. If it does go there, it would be great for people that are long. And let's see Ethereum. Ethereum, similar idea. This level here around 3180 was holding. Then we dived under, and then we came back up. So let's see if it's holding again as a support at 3180. If it does, it could follow the Bitcoin moves to the upside. So that's the cryptocurrency. And again, just to summarize, this week or this coming week, we have the Jackson Hole Symposium. We have Powell speaking. We have a few economic data that you can check for yourself. And we said that the markets could continue after this recent recovery, after the fall. They could continue higher to retest resistance, or after this move we can go and break to the recent lows and continue lower. And just interesting, let's see how this looks. This is S&P as a general indication on equity markets, and we're building an ascending channel here. It's very interesting, and at some point we'll catch up and probably move lower. But as of now, we're still technically in the uptrend. We're still making higher highs and higher lows. The trend technically didn't change yet. So again, on the equity markets, we continue higher, retesting the highs, or we can break the previous recent levels of support and continue lower. At some point, we could break this channel and then start making a lower highs and lower lows, and that would technically mean a downtrend. Okay, so that's the equities. We spoke about dollar index that's holding the level, so potentially continuation of a move up, and we went through certain pairs connected to it, and gold, copper, soft commodities, and some stocks. I wish everyone an amazing week. Of course, stay safe and healthy, and that your trading also should be safe and healthy. That means have a plan, manage your risk, and be happy. And of course, you can find the recordings on YouTube. And if you have any questions, let us know. And all the best. Take care.